So, hi guys, Rycie here with another episode of Pilosa Zoo. I am joined again by my lovely Pilosa pals. We have Team TK Master iDro.
Hello.
Then, as always, the ever so charming Jash,
Oh, thank you.
aka the Outlaw. And I'm very glad he can join us today because he's been feeling quite sick. Lazz, how are you doing?
I'm doing better, but hi everyone.
I'm wearing my mask right now.
I've been tested, so yeah, we're gonna see.
When will you get notified?
I will in I think a day from now, max, because I've been tested yesterday. So yeah.
Jeez.
Well, buddy, feel better.
On a brighter side, I love how somebody's done some landscape here. Say your name. Speak your name, gangster.
Is it Mike?
Somebody's been very busy.
And how's about Mike?
iDro.
Yes. Yeah. So, actually, we wanted to start with upgrading the parking lot, and that kind of escalated into redoing kind of 90% of all surrounding road work and infrastructure. So yeah, that's kind of has been done. And I think I'm pretty much, I think 80% there with everything.
Mm-hmm. I love the foliage palette that you've chosen. It looks nice.
Yeah, I just pick and mixed some trees I found and spread around in the park. I kind of wanted to keep it the same as everywhere else. So.
If I remember correctly before, directly in front of the monument sign, there was a more dark green colored plant that surrounded it. Is all of that gone?
I don't know. No,
okay, I see
still. I've been contemplating to get rid of it, but I don't know. From above, it looks kind of fun.
Yeah, it looks good.
And I think it's quite realistic to have these big hedges.
Yeah, sure.
Fill a lot of space.
Yeah.
So people don't walk across it.
Yeah. That's the main
right.
The main use.
And we finally have a proper roundabout.
Yes, and I kind of took Dutch infrastructure or road signs and whatever. Because it's most close to me personally. So and it kind of the park is in Europe, so. Might as well be. It's. I don't know. It's. It fits the style.
They're quite similar.
Yeah,
they're quite similar all over
Europe.
Yeah,
so. Exactly. So the colors might vary from country to country, but still. So yeah, and those are made by Chief Nadia, I think. Add that to the blueprints list on Steam. I think someone will.
Yeah.
Kudos for finally getting the author's name in the actual episode.
yeah. We have done our homework somewhat in before, so
we learn.
I still don't know if maybe the roads are a little bit too narrow. It's a proper dimensions of a one road or a 2-lane, I suppose. But I don't know if the roads up to a zoo should be like this tiny, but again, I don't know. It's.
I think it's.
Yeah. It should be a bit quaint and a bit not too heavy in road work. I think.
Yeah, I mean, just if I'm speaking from personal experience, I've seen it both ways, so I wouldn't necessarily say that this is unrealistic or wrong.
Yeah, no, exactly. Granted, it will be smaller parks where I've seen these kind of stuff, but here in the Netherlands, it's quite common to have pretty much a 2-lane road leading up to a zoo or amusement park or something. So, yeah, cool.
Dude, who did the small road signals? Because they look gorgeous.
They used the button itself used to be on the pole, but I just separated it and put it a bit front. Jesus, a bit to the front, because it's a bicycle lane, and you need some sort of arm reach length to press it while on your bike.
Perfect.
Yeah, fine.
They really look perfect in scale and everything. It's really cool.
Oh, so you did those, iDro?
Well, yeah, the pole and
The
the
traffic lights.
no, those are all from the workshop, but the I just ripped the pole out and the button with it, so it was like a separate pole.
Oh, it's all from the same set.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
but like it's just 2 items, the pole and the button, so like I can't really take credit for something that mundane, to be honest.
Hey guys, look at this view. Isn't that nice?
That looks
with
awesome.
the wheat fields in the back. Oh, what is it supposed to
Ah,
be? It's not really corn, is it?
awesome.
Yeah, it looks like corn being that tall, but yeah, I don't know. We'll ask Mike.
It's more like
when he
wheat.
maybe appears someday.
WHEAT, not WEED.
No, I love how this is all coming together. It looks so rural. I love it.
Yeah, it's yeah. I'm also glad how it's turning out.
Okay, so should we have a look at the parking lot that you
Chugging
did? Also
along.
bicycle parking.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to look at the bicycle parking first here.
Yeah, well, we'll pretend we're on a bike and we kind of we'll cycle around the, the parking lot itself as well.
It's a lot of bikes.
That's a lot of bikes.
It's a lot of bikes.
I like it.
Wow.
Yeah, even though there's no one, but like, to be honest, maybe they're just all abandoned. Like,
Been
I think like half the bicycles in the entirety of the Netherlands are like abandoned, and so again, it's still realistic.
But yeah, it's really nice that you thought of all this infrastructure for the bicycle as well.
Yeah, that was like pretty early on plan. Like I drew out some really plain bicycle paths just with the terrain paint, and well, they finally have their place. I still don't know if like these road signs make sense, but at a certain point I just gave up and I was like, fuck it. You have a lane to turn, we can't swear, can we? Believe it. But you have a lane to go forward and you have a lane to turn in the parking lot. And like I was like, okay, it's fine. It will work.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
And I hate those traffic
Oh.
cones, but like we don't have anything better than art shapes to make them, I feel like.
Wait, I feel we have a piece.
Do we? I wasn't sure. I just
Yeah.
made these like, fatty.
I don't think we have actually. I've seen a lot of similar ones on the workshop.
Oh, maybe Planet Coaster I'm thinking of.
Yeah, Plan Coaster has
Yeah.
in-game ones. So,
you
Frontier,
turn
step your
here.
game up. Anyway, yeah.
Wow, I love how it turned out.
Thanks. Yeah, we wanted to keep it like less concrete or like pavement as possible, kind of. And I felt like still it would be logical to have like the sort of main road around the parking spaces to be still paved.
Yeah.
And I don't know how this rubble gets onto the pavement that I see every now and then. But
Oh, that's terrain paint.
oh, is it? That's really cool, actually. I don't know how. Anyway, but yeah.
That's the earthy.
But
terrain
does it
paint that does
stick
that.
through the paths?
Yeah, look here.
Oh, the
Yeah, 'cause
grass
if you
does
do
too.
the-
But
Yeah, if you do the grass, it'll come up through the path.
yeah, I didn't know the
That's
mud
actually
or
so
something
cool.
was actually like 3D.
That's cool.
Yeah, no, leave it. Oh, Control Z.
I'm not saving this anyway.
Oh, yeah,
Don't
no,
worry
that's
about
true.
it.
Okay, anyway, yeah, so the concrete, I mean the pavement around the parking spaces kind of makes sense to me, and I left the rest pretty barren. Yeah, as was intended.
It looks very, very realistic to me.
Cool, that's what we were
Very European.
achieving for. So, and yeah, I kind of beforehand it was all flat land, so I made it a bit more bulgy, a bit more.
Oh yeah, that's good.
What's the word? I see the path is a bit crazy here, but like we'll fix that. Well, yeah, it's not too
Oh.
bad.
Barrier is a little bit wonky
Yeah.
here as well. But
Oh, well.
these little parking ticket machines.
Yeah, those are also by someone.
so
I have
so
no
cute.
clue. It's the same. The gates. what's the word? The car gate thing.
Like the arm.
Yeah,
The barriers?
yeah, the barrier. It's those were included with these ticket booths, and I just separated them. And I don't know who made those. Yeah, well,
So cute.
They look cool.
And the little huts. Those you built, right?
yeah, I did the
huts?
around it. The little.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Thanks.
Then we have, I think, Mr. Domus's.
Yeah, for sure. Those we know who those those are from Mr. Domus indeed, from his what is it, sort of infrastructure pack. Yeah, some
Seen
speed
the
bumps.
detail on these, the
Yeah, even the
scratching ones,
scratches. Awesome.
scratches. Isn't that
Or tire marks.
so
What's the
crazy?
word?
Amazing.
Yeah, it's very cool.
I love that
Very
car has a
cool.
bicycle on top of it.
I
Yeah,
was just about to say. That's European, man.
yeah, for sure.
You see them all the time here in summer.
Those vibes.
Like everyone are competing in the Tour de France for some reason.
All the house dads
Yeah.
trying to cycle off the
With
dad
the
boss.
expensive bike.
Yeah. This bike has been from Lance Armstrong.
It's only 8 grams.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I think we showed it in like one of the first episodes. Like we have these circular kind of, what are they? I don't know, pole kind of stone
Planters.
things.
Like pavers.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
pavement kind of things. And I wanted to reuse them in the new layout of this sort of pre-plaza kind of thing. Yeah, so I pasted them around here and added some planters with trees in it. That's pretty much the extent of it.
It's
Yeah,
gorgeous,
it's
man.
nice.
Yeah, it kind of ties
Very
in
nice.
well together, I think. Yeah.
And it gives that kind of romantic garden vibe.
Yeah, it's a
feel.
nice waiting spot to wait on friends or family who are still
Yeah,
at
and
the
it
parking
shows-
lot
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, and it shows that you will actually enter from this point.
Yeah, I think this is quite a logical way. Like in the beginning, we had 2 entrance ways to the plaza, but I think this is more straightforward.
I, by the
Should
way,
we
just
maybe have a
realized.
sign here? or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It still lacks a bit of interactivity, or what's the word? Bit of
I, by the way, just realized that this placement, like this exact position, would be a place for like when all the guests leave the zoo. There would be some like staff members, maybe with some vouchers or.
Oh,
like,
yeah, for
"Hey,
sure.
please visit us again. Like at this point.
some kind of
in
drink
a theme park,
stand,
there would be a little.
handing out
Yeah,
free
in a theme
Monster
park-
Energy, which is fucking
Yeah.
disgusting.
In a theme park, there would be a little band maybe playing some.
Oh, yeah.
You know, happy jazz. But
Yeah, that's true.
yeah. But yeah, I need some trimming, I see. But yeah, I spent so much time. You'll see that on the other side of the potion. I just need all the gritty details on this building.
The Education Center.
Oh, you fixed up the wall. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
The planters, really nice.
And
Still
we
love
have
this.
an interior.
Finally,
Yeah,
have an
my-
interior.
My first. Woohoo! Yeah,
Oh, Lazz, turned out amazing.
This looks awesome.
thank you. I'm happy. Damn, it took so long, but I'm really happy with the like.
Yeah, with the raised
Outcome.
plateau, like it really adds sort of, well, life is maybe a weird term to put in, but like, well, depth is probably better. It adds a lot of depth than having
Yeah.
it like be all flat.
Mm-hmm. I mean, when I think of education center, this is exactly what kind of pops in my mind.
Yeah, it really is. It really has the same vibe as of having a educational purpose.
I love that
I'm happy,
staircase
guys.
too.
I actually have a plan more for this. Like on the if you go on the like on the like up
Up
the
here?
up the ladder. I'm gonna do a small like school setting here where a bunch of students could sit at tiny desks and have like a zoo staff teacher tell them something about the animals.
Yeah, that makes
that's
sense
cool.
to have it up there. Like it's a bit of it's like a bit more secluded from the rest of the building, and it's
Yeah,
still.
and we already have a a position for him when Rycie did the vet building, where they could sit in the cafeteria
Yeah.
and like eat their lunch. So I think it's cool that we have like, we are now completely sure that we have placement for school groups.
I love that little wolf section with the trees.
Yeah.
I'm happy. They're
Bouncing
bouncing.
tree.
Yeah. And I did these small custom speaker stuff. It really took me a while
Yeah. That's nice.
to fix these speakers and make them smaller.
That's cool though. I love that.
Yeah, I'm happy. And I copied them to the other sections of the area. I'm gonna do more at the different sections, but yeah, there are two up here as well.
These are education boards by Pontrem, right?
Yeah, I actually just found all education boards I could find on the workshop.
Those are cool.
And then
Somebody made these, I think.
yeah, I took the best like scale-wise ones. Yeah, and I'm really
Yeah,
happy with the small.
hard to
There
match.
isn't a lot of small cute statues of animals. They are either too big or too modern in their approach, like shiny or. But I'm really happy with the small red pandas, so I was
Yeah.
instantly picking them for that corner.
They're really cute.
Yeah, and I love the little.
eye-catcher.
Yeah, and I love the small like love setting that it looks like she's waving for him. And it's just
Hello.
it's pretty cute, I feel. Yeah,
Oh, come here.
yeah.
She's like, you
So I
better
think
have
it's pretty
hunted us
cute.
some good dinner.
Yeah.
I don't know, by the way, guys, if you remember that it looked kind of weird and shiny, flashy at the window section inside, but I actually forgot to copy the whole wooden framing to the inside part of the class sections. It's those old 4-meter glass frame pieces, and I'm so happy about how it turned out because there's no like reflections or anything in the window portions anymore. So that it took some time to, because I had to add the sections, and they were not completely in the same curve, so I couldn't just copy all of it and just
Yeah.
so I had to do it like each pillar, but it was so worth it.
This whole thing is such a complicated structure. I'm really amazed
took-
how you did this.
I'm pretty. I don't know if you have been spotting as well that I've actually found a solution for the functionality of the building, because it annoyed me so much that the whole like weenie of the building was not accessible for anyone. That plateau or like viewpoint.
Up here.
Yeah. But then I made the decision to just create the door, so that would be a small staircase in there that you could actually.
Yeah, that makes sense.
to.
Oh, I see what you mean.
And the same with the stairs. I didn't fix that in the beginning to the like terraza. So I'm pretty happy with it. I need like 5%, I feel, on the interior portion, and maybe 15% on the detailing outside.
Sweet.
But yeah,
Really nice.
thank you.
Cool. So, what else is new? I think Jash did some detailing here at the Stroller rental.
Yeah, and I'm not as happy with it as I was at first.
Pay inside.
Yeah, so if you look at it from the side, I kind of placed that garage door looking thing there just as a placeholder. I like the way that it looks, but it doesn't quite line up with the
Inside.
the area that it should. So
Yeah.
It's magic.
I'm gonna build it out a little bit, but that's
Like,
just
come
kind of the general idea of what it's gonna look like.
Yeah.
So
in,
cute though.
yeah, so in the morning, somebody would open that garage up, pull out some strollers, and then just as they get returned throughout the day, they'll put them back there. At the end of the night, they all go back in storage.
Yeah, it makes sense
But maybe
because,
I-
and before we didn't really,
what is
they were just like inside the building itself. It doesn't really make sense to have them all stacked in the front of the.
But I actually don't agree with that, because every time I go into a like amusement park or zoo in Denmark, they always have these stacked out outside. Even if it's rainy, then it's your own like fault. You have to like clean them up.
You shouldn't have had
They don't-
kids.
No. So that's I think it's actually really realistic that they are just placed here outside, and they look easy to like wipe off, I feel.
Yeah.
To be
Yeah, I bet
honest.
they're plastic or something.
Yeah, it's not like
Would just wipe them
not a
off.
piece of furniture, so I don't think it's too bad to just. You can actually just tilt them, and then the rain will just go off them.
Yeah, I don't know. I still feel like if they would have a shitload of them, they would still have sort of a inside part
Yeah.
somewhere where they could be stashed. But I don't know.
Maybe just a
But
half
we
roof or
have
something.
space here. It's just
Yeah, exactly. I
moved
was
them a
about
bit.
to say we have the backside of the building is still.
All the back side here.
Just
Yeah.
make a door in there. Done.
Yes. So here we are, back at Kobe Creek, where we've been last time. You guys remember we have Jordi's Burgers behind the tree right there. We have our camel exhibit over there. And then we have something new that Lazz built us.
Drum
A new
roll.
reptile house.
Ooh.
Look at this.
Oh, I love how modern it is, but still simple, and it's I don't know. It has a nice feel.
Yeah.
It looks so Danish to me for some reason.
When I actually see this building, what kind of comes into mind for whoever would have designed it would have been maybe this was in the early to mid to late 70s,
Yeah,
somewhere
for
in the
sure.
70s, and they're like, oh, in year 1990 it's going to be so futuristic, and this is kind of like the vision that we have, and then it ended up actually being its own design style in the 70s, and the 90s was nothing like that.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
But I love that.
That looks so good. Let's take a closer look.
Yeah. So
Oh, from
now
down
it's
here.
actually a house for our turtles. Woo.
Where are the
And
turtles?
yeah, the other section
Some
of the
help.
building is gonna be completed by a special guest that has already done a lot of cool work here with pathing and curbing and all that stuff. So
Mhm.
he's gonna be mentioned really soon.
Ooh.
Maybe you
Who's
can
it
guess
gonna
it in the
be?
comments. Feel free.
Yeah. The winner gets a email with nice words.
A
You
vacation
get
for
a
nowhere.
animal named after whatever you choose.
Oh
There you
yeah,
go.
that's a good idea.
This is cool.
So this is our turtle exhibit.
Yeah, I tried to have in mind that I wanted the wall paint job to be like an ascending sky view, but
Yeah.
it didn't turn out too great because I didn't think about how much it changes when you just change the light setting in the game. But at the certain angle I had the light at, it actually looked pretty cool, and it started from dark into very light blue. But I can always do more about that. But yeah.
I think the best part of this building is that I can smell it just by looking at it. You know what I mean?
Moist.
I know exactly. Yeah, I know exactly what it smells like in here. It's moist. It's musty. Probably doesn't smell great, but you get a great view of the tortoises. Tortoise.
Tortai. Tortilla.
Tortillians.
I had a turtle once, and
Oh,
they're
really?
actually they're not too smelly.
Yeah, I know. The brother of a friend of mine had sort of mini turtles in a aquarium.
Yeah.
And they didn't stank either. But still,
No.
I mean, these are huge.
think these
These
do.
are over 100 years old. I mean, their poops must stink.
They must stink. You know, old people. This is
Yeah,
like that.
I love that they've all moved out into the lawn in the back too.
Yeah, but this isn't finished yet, so.
They
I
love
don't
the
really
pool
wanna-
for some reason. They don't need water, but they love. They spend the time all the time is spent down there.
Aw,
I don't.
you can't even see them from over here. That's.
Okay,
one is
one is coming
slowly
through, though.
making its way back up here.
Dum 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 dum.
It's a race.
Dum.
Come on, pal.
Hey, you guys.
I love how retro this looks.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Re-
really. It hasn't changed since the 70s.
yeah. Retro is a very good word.
And
Yeah.
here we have. What did you say? What was this gonna
The-
be?
Plan is gonna be that this will house the Nile monitor.
Oh, cool.
So it will be a more fluid, if you can say that. There will be way more water in here. It'll be water from the windows here, and then there will be some foliage and stuff in the back. And then I did a little side addition to the building so they can have a little privacy as well, like I did with the tortoises.
Kudarune.
Yeah.
Nice. You guys remember this windmill that iDro built last time? Just to give you guys some sort of direction, some sort of orientation where we are.
In the ever-expanding park.
This is overlooking over the pygmy habitat, pygmy hippo habitat, which is all the way down there. And then the tapir habitat over here in the middle.
And then all the way in the back.
Just over there, you see iDro's restaurant peeking.
I love how it peeks through the trees there.
Yeah, it's like sort of subconsciously we left sort of viewpoints of trees away from, or what's the right term? Like we left a hole in all the, unintentionally left a hole in all the foliage to kind of peek through from here. And
Yeah, that's
sweet.
true.
That's
And we have quite
typically
the canopy developed already.
Yeah, for sure.
yes. Typically, that's how you get kind of like your best sight lines are the ones that you did not plan for. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for sure.
Yeah.
And look at this.
It's so vibrant. I really love it.
Mm-hmm.
What are all those buildings over there? What is that?
Oh, it's the entrance.
Is that the
Yeah, the two.
entrance?
Yeah,
the
the
two
entrance.
The one closest is the gift shop,
yeah,
and then the one
Yeah,
with
that's
the two
true.
poles sticking up is the entrance.
Oh yeah.
to get some sense of direction. Even though people in the comments have been asking for overhead shots, but you won't get them.
Not quite
No,
yet.
not quite
Not
yet.
yet.
Anyway. So we are now here at the picnic pavilion that Jash built. If you guys remember that
Has
one.
it changed a bit?
And we have some more development. I don't think the picnic
Um,
pavilion changed.
Oh, I
no?
thought
No,
the
I
wood
haven't.
was like a darker color. Well, I think I'm just remembering it wrong.
Was it?
No, it's it's that like darker cherry colored wood, but I think it's just the lighting that we have right now makes it look a little different.
Possibly. It looks delish though.
Delicious indeed. So we have some more changes on the plaza up here, which will lead into the Serengeti experience and into some new projects.
And I just want to say,
very
I
secret.
believe these large planters were stolen from Balboa, if
Oh.
I'm not mistaken.
These are gorgeous.
Might or might not have poked around in there and saved a few things. Sorry, Remnant.
This might or not might have been
Sorry,
a giant
not
clue.
Stolen, looted, robbed, you know.
So yeah, I did some developments in this area here. Actually, I tried to pimp this little hole,
It d-
hole of nature that we have.
It definitely looks better when I looked at it, but it's still got that weird like reflective moment happening on top of the
Don't think
water
we can
that
do anything
makes
about
it look weird.
But I think it's nice to have some portions with only nature,
Yeah, sure.
so it's not all habitats everywhere.
You did this building,
And-
Rycie?
I did this building, yes. This is actually for our tiger habitats, the tiger trail that you started, Josh, which we are not going to show today, but we can show the front of this building that I did here.
It's beautiful.
Actually, let me switch into a different daytime, yeah, because the
Yeah.
shadows are a little bit weird right now.
There you go.
So yeah, this is.
I just love the teal
this is
kind of
kind of-
mint with the old brick. It's for some reason
Yeah.
like it's very. This is kind of like the what's the word? Like generic type of zoo theming, but still I don't know. It just looks so good.
Yeah,
Like just like
it's
yeah,
it's
you
great.
know. Teal is my favorite color, so I have kind of biased opinion still. But anyway,
And I don't know why, but it reminds me of something that Masked also could do.
yeah, I think in was it?
But only as a compliment, really, as a compliment.
Oh
It's
yeah,
really
for sure.
great.
No, but it's kind of well, like I said, it's kind of a very zooey theme, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can we
it's
look at
great.
some of the details on the doors?
Yeah, I mean,
I love
with
all
the
the- you
hinges,
can-
it's just it's
Yeah, it's got all of
Yeah,
the
the
hardware on there.
hinges.
That's insane.
I feel like we have a kind of a door challenge in this part that haven't been talked about.
I love building this door. And the rest is, I think, all art shapes. I've
Yep.
been loving the art shapes lately. They're so versatile.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then the thin wood planks here. And the rest is this fence, this
Yeah, the fence
metal
post.
fences, indeed.
which also is the hinges.
Yeah, I was about to
Just counting
say.
that in. That's the this weird knobbles,
Yeah.
knobs. This little weird little knobs.
I mean, it really sells. It sells the illusion for sure.
Yeah, and it
Like
adds
as
a
you're
lot.
approaching that building.
Yeah.
Well, thanks,
Great.
guys. I got really inspired by these bamboo planters that Jash did in this plaza down here, which is now all finished.
Love the overhang there, the awning.
Yeah, it's also
Lazz
good.
did.
You
like
built
with the
this.
Thank
with
you.
the walls,
Yeah,
it just ties in together.
I just saw the idea from a picture from Pinterest, and they were actually used like at a national museum just next to a cafe. And I was like, whoa, these are so zoo perfect, because from above they look kind of like some bionic symbols.
Yeah.
Like they give that really cell formation.
And look
thing,
how
which
it.
think
I
is
love how it
perfect.
casts the shadow on the wall too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't even see it. It looks like
Oh,
some
wow.
flat ride.
Yeah. It looks
It looks
cool.
like the what's the name of the flat ride? Yeah, I don't know, but really looks like a Planet Coaster flat ride.
I could
There's so
totally
much
see
depth.
myself sitting here and just having lunch or just taking a break from walking around.
Yeah,
And your barriers, Josh, turned out beautiful.
Thank you.
So much depth to this area. It's really amazing. And you decorated this whole area here. Some nice planters.
Yeah, and again, like
This,
it's just nature. Like you don't. There's really nothing to do here, but like it's still nice
Yeah.
and I don't know. It's not boring, you know.
This is about the extent of my elevation change skills with that path up there.
But still, like even the
Very
minimalistic,
subtle. It's nice.
the subtle
Yeah.
indeed changes do a lot.
what I really like about going like on small routes throughout the park is that I feel like more and more detailing is done. And like I in the beginning it was like, oh, it's gonna take forever to like fill all these corners, but now it feels so like it's connected, and it feels like there's a big idea behind all of it, and I
Yeah.
love that.
I know some folks may think that it's just like there's a lot of little nooks and crannies in the zoo, but I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing, because I feel like if you were like a pass holder or something, it may take you like 2 or 3 visits to the zoo before you actually see every like square inch of it. You know what I mean?
Plus,
Like
yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like
Absolutely.
every time you go, you could see something that you didn't see the first time.
And it's also like not meant to be a master planned zoo to any extent. Like it should have
Yes.
been organically grown, and automatically you will get some like maybe illogical paths, but still it doesn't. Nothing is really like a maze, I think. So we kind of
True.
we still try to keep it logical in the most way. So you have a lot to explore in the park, and that's a good thing, I think.
Yeah, and I think it's important to have spots in the park where you do explore, and it's not necessarily an exhibit for an animal or something.
Yeah,
It's
for sure.
just nature.
Yeah. Cool.
So yeah, this is all for
Was that
today.
it?
That's
Yeah.
quite a lot actually. I think still.
Oh yeah.
It's
We have
we are
so
working-
many unfinished projects right now.
Yeah,
but,
it's been a lot of really small things kind of here and there, but it's adding those details that some areas have been lacking. So
Yeah, and like what Lazz just mentioned with all the nooks and crannies, like filling those up. I feel like we all like jump in every now and then and do some random work, and then maybe pay a little bit more attention to our sort of separate projects inside the park, and like we all kind of bounce around. So yeah,
yeah,
Yeah, Yeah, I kind of only work in Blueprint at the moment, but that's mainly because the game is
Oh yeah,
really
you,
heavy on my
you
computer.
have some issues.
Yeah.
Indeed.
But yeah, by the way, should we maybe mention the next guest for the next episode?
Well, we kind of already left some clues in this video, unless we're gonna cut them out. But
No, we left a few little remnants here and there.
oh,
Oh.
yeah, that's all.
And
That's the extent of it.
We're not
yeah,
gonna say
nope.
anymore.
But yeah, guys, you will see the wonderful work of Remnant. Our little Remnant boy is gonna come in here and do
Remy.
a lot of gorgeous stuff.
Yeah,
We really feel
see
like
a little
he's
sneak
a-
peek here.
Yeah,
would-
he's just a perfect fit.
I would say he's going to come in and give us the Balboa experience, but he is not a one-trick pony because
Not
what
at
he
all.
has done is nothing like Balboa, and it is absolutely insane.
Yes, for sure. He's a man of many skills.
Yep.
And his Balboa Zoo is stunning.
Yeah,
so
if-
you guys need to check that out. Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. It's
I can't continue to talk about it without sounding like just a ridiculous fanboy. But
I'm fangirling so much.
I'm gonna make myself the self-proclaimed biggest fan of Balboa. It's 100% my aesthetic, and I love it.
yeah, it's just the sort of tropical or like Mediterranean kind of vibe. Well, it's not really Mediterranean, like, but still, it's
It
the
is
color
it's very
palette.
California.
And the setting is just perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
go
he,
check his
he
stuff
nailed
out,
it.
and then you'll
Yes.
see what he's gonna do here in the next episode.
Yep.
Because it's gonna be
gonna be
totally
amazing.
amazing. Yeah.
So guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been
And
Rycie.
iDro.
And Josh,
And I'm Lazz.
Thank you
Bye.
guys. Bye.
Bye.
miss you guys already.
Okay, and good. That means pussy in Dutch.